Our planet is in flames. For years, scientists have warned us that the temperatures are increasing, the ozone layer is depleting, that ice caps are melting, but no change has actually occurred. The United States government is waiting to incite change until the moment that they run out of oil or coal or gas. They are waiting until we experience a disastrous heat wave that sets cities aflames, and they are waiting until our sea levels rise so high that coastline populations end up flooding. It will happen. With the hope that my future kids and my grandchildren will live to see a world not in chaos, I pray that we stop silencing the problem that is climate change. Instead, begin to take action with me by talking to an influential representative about the essential solutions. Global warming and other climate changes have been occurring for far too long, but we can do something about it. Widespread and rapid changes in the climate, oceans, and Earth's ecosystems continue to raise concerns for the future of this Earth. I'll start by saying that NASA, found that carbon dioxide levels in the 21st century are hundreds of millions parts higher than any other time for millennia due to human influence. Carbon dioxide causes about 20% of Earth's greenhouse effect, which traps heat in the atmosphere and raises global temperatures. NASA also recognizes on its website that global warming, along with climate change effects, such as global warming of the ocean, glacial retreat, decreased snow cover, sea levels rising, and ocean acidification are serious ongoing problems. This particular greenhouse gas, among others, are increasing the world's temperature at alarming rates. The effect increases frequency and intensity of hot extremes, also known as heat waves that cause wildfires. You may recall that in 2021 alone, in the single state of California, nearly 2.5 million acres of land and trees were burned to the ground. With the pattern of climate change that we are in now, you can expect this to happen again and again. Marine heat waves are another effect of global warming, killing off marine life everywhere from the base of the food chain to higher trophic levels. This information was derived from the National Ocean and Atmospheric Research, which is a bureau of the U.S. Department of Commerce. The list of effects of global warming goes on, and there is always evidence to back it up. Our planet Earth is actively warming from the accelerating use of fossil fuels, endangering the nature of our land, ocean, atmosphere, and biosphere. Glacial retreat, ocean acidification, marine heat waves are threatening the lives of many species, while hot extremes and rising sea levels are contributing to the destruction of our land and threatening our safety. The painful truth is best summarized by NASA. The effects of human-caused global warming are happening now, are irreversible on the timescale of people alive today, and will worsen in the decades to come. My next point of discussion is that national governments, including the United States, are acting like they are combating climate change, but they are not. My most important source of information comes from the 2021 Production Gap Report, which was written by leading research institutes across the globe along with the United Nations Environment Program. Their first report launched in 2019, and it annually measures the gap between governments' planned production of fossil fuels and the global production levels consistent with meeting the Paris Agreement, temperature set in 2015. The Paris Agreement, effective as of November 2016, is a legally binding international treaty on slowing down climate change. The primary goal was to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius by 2030. Here's the thing. According to an assessment of recent national energy plans and projections, the world's governments plan to produce more than twice the amount of fossil fuels now until 2030 than what would be consistent with limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius or about 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit. The leading nations in fossil fuel production have not made any significant changes since 2019, which gives me serious doubts that governments are actually concerned about our future. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, also known as the IPCC, is a volunteer group of hundreds of expert scientists within the United Nations who are assessing current climate changes and its potential future risks. Representing over 195 countries across the globe, They study, they assess, and they create an annual report that is referred to by millions of people and many national governments. The following assumptions have been concluded with extreme confidence amongst those experts. Human influence has warmed the climate at a rate that is unprecedented. Human influence has increased the chance of compound extreme events, including the frequency of concurrent heat waves and droughts on the global scale. It is unequivocal that human influence has warmed the atmosphere, ocean, and land. A simple glimpse at the U.S. Energy Information Administration, or the EIA, tells us that our nation's governments are not cutting back on fossil fuel production. The use of renewable energy, one of the most practical solutions to solving climate change, has barely even grown. If you're currently half as upset as I am, you'll be pleased to know that renewable energy, clean energy, is forecasted to increase by a whopping 2% next year. Concurrently, coal consumption in 2021 rose by 18%. Fossil fuel production is not slowing down like our governments promised to in the Paris Agreement of 2016. Real action does not take place until enough people speak up. As ordinary citizens without significant wealth or status, we must collectively end this silence. Moving away from the use of fossil fuels is the only way that we can prevent global warming. I can tell you several different ways to combat climate change and stand up for what we deserve. The Action for the Climate Emergency Organization, or ACE, provides reliable online resources educating and advocating for climate change awareness. Their passion for action is expressed on their Take Action page, which you should visit immediately if you are passionate like I am about the current rate of climate change. ACE features active campaigns that state senators and district representatives will be voting on regarding new renewable energy acts and the prevention of major setbacks in the fight against climate change. ACE even writes a researched email for you to send to a rep or senator should you choose to speak up and stand out. You can also choose to sign petitions that raise climate advocacy. Take action now. Have a conversation with people who have the influence to institute change. The Action for Climate Emergency Organization makes it easy to send a message to voters in Congress who will help us pass important legislation like the Reconciliation Bill and the American Renewable Energy Act. Global warming and climate change are unequivocally due to human influence. There's just no denying it. Greenhouse gases are warming the planet. In effect, oceans are warming, marine life is dying, glaciers are retreating, sea levels are rising, heat waves are increasing, trees are burning, land is burning, we are burning. The world is secretly in chaos, and most people have no clue that we can do something about it. Do not be silent. Do not be naive. Listen to what I have told you and be aware that our planet is in flames.